All right, welcome into the Ladner Leisure Center here, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to BC Sports TV. Tino Farah, Jake Elliott with you on tap for this matchup between the Snake Island Muskies and the Victoria Shamrocks. And before we get too far, let's take a look at the odds here presented by CoolBet. Embrace the unexpected with CoolBet, the official sports book of the 2024 President's Cup. Check out the upcoming games for the President's Cup at coolbet.com and dive into the action today with the best odds in lacrosse. Gambling can be addictive. CoolBet, stay cool, bet responsibly. And Jumbo, let's take a quick look at these here, shall we? Snake Island, the favorite coming into this one.
A little surprised they're as heavy as a favorite as they are. I thought Victoria hung right in there with Six Nations yesterday until they kind of pulled away, and Snake Island kind of felt like they should have won that game yesterday, but they didn't. But 2.5 goal favorite here. If I'm a gambling man, Tino, I might lay it down here on the Shamrocks today.
You answered the question I was going to ask you anyways. Do you agree with the odds?
Yeah, I mean, those guys are a lot smarter than I am, so it's hard to disagree with them, but we'll see. You got to go out there and play the game, and I expect Snake Island to play a lot better here today, and after getting a game under their belt for the Shamrocks, I would expect them to kind of settle into this tournament as well.
Agreed, and for the time being, we will step aside now as we're just a moment away from the start of the anthem, so we will throw it down to the crew on the mic in between the penalty boxes. We'll be back in just a moment. Well, we are just moments away from the start of the opening face-off between these two teams. But before we get too far, let's give a shout-out to Mohawk Lacrosse, the finest in handcrafted wooden lacrosse sticks. A family-operated business making the best sticks for the past 25 years. If you're looking to touch a piece of history, you should start with a Mitchell Brothers Hickory stick. You can find them at mohawklacrosse.net. Two winless teams coming into this game two of day 2 of the President's Cup. It will be the Snake Island Muskies coming off a 7-6 loss yesterday versus Allegheny. And Victoria coming off a 13-7 loss themselves against the Snake Island boys.
Six Nations.
Six Nations, thank you. Still wedding brain going on.
Fair enough.
If I can give myself an excuse. Happy to be back in the booth with you, though, Jumbo.
As am I, Tino.
Got to call my first game ever with Teddy earlier this morning.
What a treat.
What a treat that was.
Glad you survived.
So it will be Matt Hermson at the faceoff dot for Victoria, and he'll go up against Vaughn Harris. Matt Hermson in his first year of senior lacrosse.
Quick Sego, Ziwaguego to the folks back in Mohawk territory. Let's play some Dewalado, Tino.
That's what I was waiting for. That's what everybody was waiting for. As we get underway, Victoria with the first possession. They'll facilitate the remainder of their offensive change and get things going, starting off on the near side. Swing pass now over to the lefties to go to work. As Connor Lies takes it over to the top. Shot and a save. The first one for the starting goaltender for Snake Island. Nick Damoud. The ball goes quickly the other way with their first opportunity. Quick touch going around the corner. Big room. Shot goes just wide. Nothing on target on Pete Dubinsky. Now an opportunity to go the other way and transition a breakaway shot and another stick save by Damoud. He shuts the door early. Transition opportunities aplenty, and we're not even a minute into the game.
Could have a good goaltending battle here today as Peter Dubinsky not in the lineup yesterday, but he's in there tonight.
And he will stand tall as he usually does for this Victoria team, but it is Snake Island with the opportunity to get the pick and roll shot from distance, fought off by Dubinsky. That'll go out of play, and possession will remain in favor of Snake Island. Pass cross crease to get a shot, another shoulder save by Dubinsky. Again, more of the same as that one is fought off and into the netting.
Yeah, Victoria got down yesterday in a hole pretty early and had a hard time climbing back out of it. And goaltender and Colin Jeffrey was pulled. Cook came in. Like I said, no Dubinsky, but it's Peter that's here today, and he'll get the start. As our officials today, Tino, Vincent Burrell, Marcus Fisher, Herbert John.
And a couple of early penalties here, early offsetting roughing calls, so we'll see some 4-a-side lacrosse here in the early stages. Plenty of room available on the floor, and it will be Snake Island possession. Coming around the corner, fake flip pass, shot. Again, high off that shoulder of Dubinsky. You got to wonder if that's in the scouting report for him, but he's looked steady thus far. Continuing to work, going across, and another low save by Dubinsky. That one staring down the likes of Chris Bouchy, who, as I understand, had himself a day yesterday.
He did. He had a nice game, scoring 3 goals out of the 6 for Snake Island, but just not quite enough offense from everybody else.
Now Riley Marsh with an underhand feed. Now flip pass to the middle, one-on-one with Damoud. Gets the shoulder across. And rebound goes over to the far side corner. Flip pass initiates some transition. Here come the Muskies. Slowing things down over center. Still 4-on-4 for a little over a minute. They work their way back into the offensive zone. Sizing up on his defender is Bomberry. Gets through, wanted the flip pass, but the roller didn't roll. Joe Hall will continue some pressure, but the shot clock about to expire. Victoria smart not to pick it up.
A good defensive set there from the Shamrocks.
And pick up a little gingerly, it looked like, heading over to the bench. So we saw some injuries in the first game of the morning here. Pass to the middle, shot, and they score! Kyle Drouin gets things going. in the early stages of the first through the middle and gets one on target.
Yeah, just a good, well-timed off-ball cut. Got a back pick, roll to the goal, and then keep that stick high over the shoulder of Damon. Shamrocks on the board first.
The all-important first goal. And I think there's a discussion going on with the official currently because despite those being penalties taken at the same time, the clock is different.
Not sure how that happens.
Victoria, maybe would have liked to get away with it. A couple extra seconds of 5-on-4, but the officials will correct that now, as will the scorekeepers. So 39 seconds remain until we'll go back to 5-on-5 lacrosse. 2.5 minutes now into the opening frame. Here come the Muskies once again. Briar Jonathan. Pass to the outside. Miles Jacobs come in. That's Sam Firth. Far side feed. Shot clock down to 15. Shot from distance goes wide, and that'll be a back over call off the end boards.
Well, Briar Jonathan should be fresh here today as he was ejected from yesterday's game with a bit of a nasty hit. That's a 5-minute major and a game ejection, so he'll have fresh legs for the Muskies today.
Heard there was some rough stuff in general going on yesterday. Even this morning we saw someone get dumped into the penalty boxes.
Yeah, pretty typical for the Prezi, Tino.
My first time here at the Prezi.
I know, that's what I'm telling you. It's normal.
Long week. It is a grind from what I've heard. But here come the Muskies. Over top, shot into the crest of Dubinsky. Rebound available through the middle. Falls towards the penalty boxes, which saw 2 players exit. So we go back to 5-on-5 lacrosse. Opportunity, but spinning back for Victoria is Ari Stevens. He'll dish to the outside. Nolan Morrison watches on, gets the screen, takes his space, and looks over to the far side. Late man joining. It's Brody Wade. Drive underneath. Shot while falling, courtesy of Connor Lies. Got one on target, but fell through the crease, and that'll give possession back to the Muskies. There's one of those Woodies.
Yeah, Morrison and... just took the shot there. Connor Lies drawing into the Shamrock lineup here today. Did not play in game 1.
15 to shoot. There's Boucher with a low shot, trying to go across the body of Dubinsky. That one goes off the end boards. Boucher gets his own rebound, 5 to shoot. Lobs one towards the goal, on target, and forces a back-in call. A heads-up play by Chris Boucher earns a reset on the clock.
Yeah, real smart play there for Boucher. Got the reset shot. He knew he had to get it on goal. Did that. And then timed up a good cross-check to get the back-in call.
Savvy veteran move. Allows some fresh legs to get on for the offense. Boucher, however, will stay. Pass was bobbled. Shot clock down to 10. Boucher wants it back. He gets it from distance. Winding, underhand feed to the near side. Rounding the corner. Shot and a save by Dubinsky, falling to his knees. Strong start for the Victoria netminder.
Looks good.
Shots now 6-5 in favor of Snake Island. As Victoria gets back into the offensive zone. Here's Riley Marsh. Far side feed. Fakes the screen, but losing possession and battling is Jackson Boyd. Just kind of fighting himself that time. Shot clock down to 5 seconds. Shot into the crest of Damoud this time. One of his easier tests of the period thus far, and he'll send his team the other way. Slowing things down is Bomberry. Tiptoeing that center line. So the rest of the offense gets on. Muscling their way through. Joe Hall. Pass to the perimeter. Driving underneath, shot clock down to 10. Return feed now to Hall. He looks far side. Boucher takes it. Shot clock counting down. 5 seconds. Backpedaling away, and a good defensive shift there by Victoria. Almost got the shot off, but sticks on hands, takes it away, and gives possession right back to the Shamrocks.
It's just good communication, fighting through picks, switching when they need to.
It's Wade over to the lefties to go to work. Just about 6 minutes through the first period. Another bobbled one. That'll send the Muskies the other way on a breakaway here. Flip pass through the middle was just off the mark. A shovel feed almost found Zach Hops. He'll head back for a defensive shift. Just looks exhausted, though, as Victoria comes back into the offensive zone. Wade might have caught a piece of the post that time. They'll get the reset if they can get the loose ball, which they cannot. And now here come the Muskies again in transition. Armstrong. Underhand feed now to the outside. A spin move attempted by Boucher. kept to the outside, passed through, was just off. Bushi has some words for his defender. Doesn't like the extra slashes, and now Victoria goes the other way with numbers. A 3-on-1, pass through the middle. Wade robbed by the shoulder of Nick Damoud. Keep this a 1-goal game.
That's a great stop there for Damoud off a guy that had 4 goals for the Shamrocks in game 1.
Now a twister pass was just off the mark, but Nate Woods will chase it down himself, still battling for it behind the cage. A bouncer finds its way to the outside. Shot clock finds its way down to 10. Far side feed, driving through, shot, and they score! The Muskies get one back as they drive through across the crease, and Vaughn Harris gets his team on the board.
Yeah, Vaughn Harris better known for his outside game than his inside game, but a nice move underneath there, and then the full stretch extension. And tucks it far side to tie it up at 1. Nice goal there from Vonner.
You could see he wanted that drive as soon as he got the pass. Winding up his steps and going downhill with a full head of steam. Finally finding a way to beat Pete Dubinsky. And now with just under 13 minutes remaining here in the first, we're all tied up at 1, and Victoria back with possession. Shift after a goal against is always an important one to try to rebound. Pass through the middle, they get one off, and Damoud robs his man on the crease, but Victoria keeps possession. No, they'll say they step through the crease. David Byrne with a good loose ball, but unable to avoid that crease line. And now here comes Snake Island once again, looking to put together a pair of goals. Ty Thompson sends it over to the lefties. Bushi with it again. Skip feed down low to the near side corner. Shot clock under 10. Bushi on his wrong side. Still dangerous wherever he is. There's a shot while falling. Sent wide, and it looks like we will get another Victoria penalty. So the first power play of the game will go to Snake Island.
It was a good look there for Hops. Had Dubinsky going down. A little room up top there, but missed the goal. But a chance to make good here on the man advantage.
It's the tough thing as a defender when you have someone like Chris Bushi on the floor as well. Even when he is on his wrong side, still a threat to shoot. And I think that's what facilitated the cutter going through the middle relatively untouched until the penalty. But Snake Island will go to work. Bushi running point. They'll work it around the outside, near side first, now back to the point. Now they get the fake screen, backhanded shot, didn't make its way through. They get the rebound though, shot and a save by Dubinsky. Rebound falls to the near side boards. Muskies come up with it, they'll get the reset. Working from the corner, but they will keep it despite the pressure of Sam Firth. Back to the outside, Bushi, a rising subber, and pulled off the goal line. Dubinsky with a highlight reel save, somehow kept it out.
Yeah, you'll see some acrobatics from Pete Dubinsky.
Unbelievable. Never giving up on the play. That got a round of applause from his Victoria teammates on the bench. Might need another one. Here is Bushi. Couldn't find that one over the goal line. Big rebound, and they'll keep possession.
That one caught iron.
Bushi will get the feed from Nick Damoud slowly over the center line. A good-looking power play so far for Snake Island as they keep possession, and they've had it this entire time. 50 seconds remain on their man advantage. Bushi, underhand feed again, shot and a glove save, that time by Dubinsky. Big rebound, falls near the center line, and here they go the other way, shorthanded. Christensen, stopped by Damoud. And the defender comes in to grab the loose ball.
You got to put a bit of a move on Damoud. He takes up a lot of room in there, and if he's straight onto the shot, he's going to stop it. You got to open him up with a fake or two in that situation.
Such a sound positional goaltender is Nick Damoud. There's a sidearm shot sent just wide. Big rebound again. That one went cleanly, I believe. No, they'll say back over. So 13 seconds remain in the penalty to Hayden Cardinal. He watches on nervously, but can relax at the very least for the time being, as his team can kill the rest of his penalty now. 10:20 remaining in the first period. Tied 1-1. Thanks for joining us here on BC Sports TV. Tino Farah, Jake Elliott with the call in game number 2 of the day. There's a shot just avoiding that top corner. Shot and a save from a sharp angle. Now Victoria gets the reset, and we return to 5-on-5 lacrosse. Wade driving low, gets around the corner, and Damoud fights it off. Now he'll look for a breakout pass far side.
Another good stop off of Wade, who looks dangerous again here today.
Looking to go to the cage early and often, but he'll watch on for now as the late man joins in for Snake Island. It'll be Derek Hops, 1 assist in their game yesterday. Nice move, driving underneath. Shot clock about to expire, down to 3 seconds. Fake shot now, a low one off a defender into the corner. No save necessary for Dubinsky, and that will give us our first break of the period. Jumbo, tell me your thoughts on the first thus far. What are we seeing?
Well, I think we're seeing some good goaltending and maybe a little stagnant offense from the Muskies here. You know, that last shift, that ball got stuck in Von Harris's stick way too long. He's got to move the ball, then move his feet. And, you know, you got to open up defenses with ball movement and picks, not just trying to do it one-on-one. And I think Von a little guilty of that last shift. We'll see if Shooter and the boys make a little adjustment there. And it's two good goaltenders going back and forth here between Damoud and Dubinsky.
Good opportunity here to pay a bill here, shall we? Extreme Threads, the official uniform supplier for the WLA and teams around the world. Your one-stop shop for customized team or company apparel, embroidery, screen printing, sublimated uniforms, and more. ExtremeThreads.ca. Very well represented here at the President's Cup. I'm seeing some Extreme Threads logo. Feels like everywhere I turn my head.
Well, just look to your right, Tino. I'm wearing some right now.
There you go. It's good advertising right there.
Yeah.
I think they might know what they're doing.
What do I got here? 22, Prezi.
There we go. I got one from last year that you brought me back.
There you go.
Won that on the golf course a couple times this year. But we will go back to the action. Pretty even game thus far, tied at 1. Shots are 12-11 currently. As the pass goes to the near side, a delayed call now coming up against Snake Island. So Dubinsky onto the bench. Late man will be Nolan Morrison. So he goes straight through the middle. Victoria now gets possession back. Pass to the near side. Wade looking far side and just puts it wide. That'll ricochet high off the speakers here in the Ladner Leisure Center. And now we'll get our first opportunity to see the Shamrocks on the power play.
Now Wade knowing he probably should have did a little bit better with that one on the delayed call, but now a Shamrock power play here and a chance to take the lead with just under 9 to go.
So it'll be Parker Johnson running point for Victoria this time around. 5 points through day 1 of the Prezi.
Yep.
Pretty good start to the tournament, I would say.
2 and 3.
He'll take the ball now, backpedal away. Now he'll come back over top. Heavy shot sent just wide. Can they save it before it goes over? They do. What an effort.
I'm not sure they did, but they got it.
As long as the whistle doesn't go, they will continue to play as Wade takes it. Wines fires. That one cut a piece of the iron. Big rebound falls right to the man waiting in Jackson Boyd. Now near side feed. Shot and a glove save. Stick side by Damoud. Much like the first Snake Island power play, Victoria keeping possession the whole time thus far. Wade underhand feed, goes low, and Damoud gets enough of it with his stick to hold it out. Now, man, streaking off the bench, and they're going to get called for it as Chris Bouchy was going in alone, caught the ball as well. But they're going to say he went on a little bit too early, and it'll be a 2-man advantage now for Victoria for at least the next minute and 12 seconds.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there. Short-handed, and you get rung up for a too-many-men call. I mean, I guess if you're not cheating, you're not trying, but they got caught, and I don't know how early he was out. I was kind of looking back at the play a little bit, but Vincent Burrell right on it, makes the call.
And it will essentially just be a 4-on-3 with Christensen waiting near center. Fake shot and a pass over to the far side. That went off the dasher high into the ceiling. And they'll say last touch by Victoria. So Snake Island possession. And a chance to kill some more of these penalty minutes here. Stevens with the forecheck, but breaking free is Luke Magnan. A little bit of help from Firth. Victoria leaving a man in the offensive zone. Snake Island now comes to realize and sends Magnan back into the defensive zone. Shot clock down to about 7 seconds. It's a 1-on-2. Victoria battling for it, gets the rest of that shot clock to expire, and now they'll take it back. The two-man advantage will remain for the next 20 seconds. So they get their offense back on now. Over to the far side crease. Again, leaving Christensen near the center line. Shot stopped by Daymud. Rebound falls through the middle. Still available and unable to avoid the crease was the defender down low. So here come the Shamrocks again, remaining on the power play. Pass down low, near side. Wade robbed by the glove of Daymud. Now they got a man up the play. Didn't hit him in time. Now, well, they thought about it at least, and Magnan looked back a couple times. Instead, he'll hang on to it and wait for some help.
35 left to kill off here for the Muskies.
Can get this down to about 15 or so seconds. They'll go to the net, and a shoulder save by Dubinsky. Another one with that left shoulder that he deflects high into the netting. He's been active here in this game, especially up high. And now Snake Island can kill the rest of this thing if they're able to keep possession, as Joe Hall watched on by a defender. There was a twister over to a near side teammate, and Brian Rice. And now Chris Bouchy will exit the penalty box. We'll go back to 5-on-5 lacrosse for the first time in a little while. Shot clock about to expire. They do get a late shot off. Rebound goes over to the corner. Bouchy shoulders his man, looking for the loose ball, going up against Greg Simpson. They'll continue to go at each other. Bodies fall. Loose ball still available. And we got some rough stuff going on here. It will be Victoria possession, but this one certainly chippy to say the least.
Yeah, a little emotion in it. Two teams 0-1, need a win, and they're playing like it.
Got a rebound after a tough day one. Both teams trying to set the tone. Here comes Johnson. Parker Johnson spinning underneath. Tried to throw a twister through the middle. Lost it on the stick check, and Daymud seen enough. He'll take possession and send it quickly up center in transition. Now an opportunity here for Matt Accione. Leaves for a man coming off the bench here. Firth over to the far side. Miles Jacobs. Broken stick on the turf. Didn't see whose it was, but Victoria.
It was Joe Halls from the previous shift.
And looks like we got an injured member of the Shamrocks here. So I believe there's going to be a penalty coming up to Brian Rice, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know if there is. I think they're just going to give the stick back here. That's it.
I did not see the collision.
It's going to be Snake Island ball here, so no penalty.
So we'll remain 5-on-5 with 5:02 to play in this first period. It is Dylan Raymond back to his feet. Looks like he's just a little bit winded based on his reactions. Got a little smirk on his face.
Is it Raymond that's getting the penalty?
Hold it.
Wow. Insult to injury there.
I was going to say, I think he's trying to stay on the floor, but at least he'll get at least 2 minutes to catch his breath. It did look, just based on his body language there, it looked like he was a little bit winded. Quick whistle for a reset here, but we're good to go. Snake Island back on the man advantage. Unsuccessful on their first attempt earlier this period. They'll try to correct that this time around as Bouchy, certainly one of the trigger men there. There's a pass to the middle and a shot sent just wide. Dubinsky was there, but no save necessary. Now they'll say it went out of play, and they'll give possession back to Victoria.
I could just clip the ceiling.
Good eyes by the official.
Better than mine.
And we both got glasses, too. Here's Marsh with some offensive penalty-killing duty here. He'll wait around the outside, directing a little bit of traffic, but content with keeping it just near this center line. He'll likely just dump this into the corner as he now throws it towards Damoud off the end boards and off the back of the net. Snake Island goaltender will take it himself and send it up the floor. Here come the Muskies. Power play gets back on as Firth will try the hidden ball trick with Rice. Not going to work, but Rice gets it sent back to him now. Firth at the point, Boucher at the shooter position, far side. Sent to him now from the point, shot blocked again. So I don't think they've got a shot on target in this power play, at least not yet. Here's McCully, shorthanded, 3-on-2. If they want it, they do, and they score! Top corner, what a rip from Jeremy Benson.
Slow change from the Muskies on the back check there. That allowed a 3-on-2 shorthanded, which should never really happen. And a nice play from McCully to draw the defender, hit the trailer, and then the big fella picks a corner. Shorty, 2-1 Shamrocks.
That's got to be one of the slowest moving 3-on-2s I think I've ever seen.
You haven't watched me play, Tino.
Did you have many odd man rushes in your days?
Not really.
From what I understand, you were more of a bruiser.
It's a fair statement.
Chance now for the Muskies to go the other way. Still on the power play for 30 seconds as Magnan leaves for Boucher and heads off to get the power play back on. An opportunity now to try to tie this one. As Rice gets back into the mix, a bit of a later change. Joe Hall now gets back in with a new stick. Here's Firth over to Boucher. Near side feed. They had room available, but pass was just off the mark. Now Firth winds, fires, shot again sent just wide. So Victoria successful in their kill once again. 3 minutes remain in the first period, and they'll take possession right back, going back to 5-a-side Lacrosse. Brody Wade. Pass goes to the point, now over to the far side. Looking to double up on their lead. Shot fought off by Damoud. Rebound goes to the near side crease. Snake Island will collect and look the other way. Absorbing a check is Bomberry. Wants the feed, almost got it, but a good stick by Victoria defender. That was Greg Simpson just getting enough of it. Took away that chance, but Snake Island looking to keep after it. Had an opportunity and ends up rolling to the stick of Dubinsky.
Just a couple of minutes to go here in the first. 19-13, your shots on goal in favor of the Shamrocks.
Now here's Marsh. Gets around the forechecker. Far side corner. Now from the outside, back to the near side. Again, back to the outside. Shot a low one, stopped by the foot of Damoud. Rebound goes behind the net. Bodies collide behind. That'll be an interference call as Briar Johnson sent his man into the end boards.
Yeah, that was going to be a possession there for the Muskies, and Jonathan just with a bit of an extra one.
Jack Bowie looked like he was a little shaken up, back to his feet, but he'll stay in the play. And now we'll get an interference call against Victoria. So a lucky break here for the Muskies. Got away from that one unscathed, and they'll go the other way. Looking for a fast break chance here. Victoria did a good job to facilitate their reverse transition. Get a change going and get the defenders into the mix. Shot clock down to 15. Shot a low one, stopped by Dubinsky. Gets enough of it with his stick. Victoria tried to go the other way quickly as Hermson collects. He'll dish and head off for a change. Now Morrison. Bouncer to the man fresh off the bench. Connor Lies. Another late man coming in, Parker Johnson. Far side feed, shot, kick, save, and they score! Damoud tried to spin back, but there was enough muscle on it to get it over the goal line, and Victoria takes their biggest lead of the game.
Yeah, those shots around screens, always tricky for goaltenders. That one coming right off the back of Brian Rice. I don't think Damoud picked it up early enough, and it squeaks through. Shamrocks by 2 now.
Jackson Boyd gets his first goal of the tournament. And that'll send us back to the face-off dot here with just under a minute remaining in the first. Hermson, the face-off specialist for Victoria. You lose it as Snake Island goes the other way, and they score! What a goal right off the face-off. Von Harris gets his second of the period.
Yeah, not your prototypical transition goal, but I was going to mention, Tino, I thought Snake Island really had an advantage yesterday against Allegheny in transition. They got multiple opportunities, didn't capitalize on a lot of them, if any, but they need to run. That's what this Muskies team can do to other teams, and they need to kind of get back to that game, pushing tempo, using their speed, their legs, and creating chances that way.
That goal coming just 7 seconds following the Victoria goal, and Harris gets a break on the faceoff dot after that last effort. Just watching the replay on that last one, you could sort of see Dubinsky, it looked like was reading shoulder side or high shoulder once again. You could see him kind of lift his shoulders up a little bit and then ends up going 5-hole instead. So a good fake there by Von Harris, and his team now will have possession with under 30 seconds remaining. Got a 6-second difference between the game and the shot clock. Damoud will stay in the net. Bouchy with an early shot. Stopped by Dubinsky, and Victoria will go the other way. They got numbers from their own defensive end. A 2-on-1. Pass through the middle. Shot stopped by Damoud. Now 10 seconds remaining. Victoria gets possession back.
I would have called timeout right there. Too late now.
Bodies collide in front of the penalty boxes again. Snake Island loses it. They look to go the other way. And again, we mentioned it earlier, but the chippiness just continues to roll through here from the Ladner Leisure Center. 3-2 is your score through 20 minutes of action. Tino Farah, Jake Elliott here on the call, courtesy of BC Sports TV. We're going to step aside for the next 10 or so minutes, but enjoy these messages. You're watching the 2024 President's Cup.
Embrace the unexpected. Cool Bet.
We've had great fans. It's really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. I don't think we make that run without the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
What does it mean to be Canadian? It's toughness. It's grit. You know who bears the red and white. You know the history. You know the storylines, and you know its weight. I've been there. I know what it takes. It's preparation for domination. It's the brotherhood so you could. It's long nights and longer days. That separates the good from the greats. This is Canada.
That's fresh.
Welcome back inside the Ladner Leisure Center here, ladies and gentlemen. Day 2 of the President's Cup. And this Snake Island versus Victoria game brought to you by Mohawk Lacrosse, the finest in handcrafted wooden lacrosse sticks. A family-operated business making the best sticks for the past 25 years. If you're looking to touch a piece of history, you should start with a Mitchell Brothers Hickory stick. You can check them out online at mohawkslacrosse.net.
Lee Mitchell, of course, on the Muskies bench, part of Mohawk Lacrosse.
You got your hands on one of those sticks yet?
I got a couple.
Of course you got a couple. You thrown with them?
Oh, yeah.
I
got Joe Hall to hand pick it right out of the shack for me, man.
Oh, baby. I don't think I've even actually thrown with one before.
If you're lucky, I might let you.
I'm not confident I could pick up the ball with one.
Takes practice, Tino.
Yeah, I can imagine. Seconds away here from the start of the second period. Victoria leading this one 3-2 on the scoreboard, 22-16 in the shots category as well. And they'll go right to work offensively speaking for the first set of the period. There were 2 quick goals towards the end of that first period, one from Victoria, and then 7 seconds later, Snake Island got themselves back on the board. Cut the lead back down to 1. Shot clock now down to 10. Outside feed on the flip pass to Nolan Morrison. Now near side shot and a kick save by Demuth. Drouin with the shot, getting his own rebound as well and keeping possession in his team's favor. Now going to work. Righties take a shift here. Now near side feed. Pass to the middle. Almost found Drouin again. Shot from distance. Stopped by Demuth, and that'll go out of play, keeping possession again in favor of Victoria.
Yeah, good early jump here in this period for the Shamrocks.
Again, if you missed it earlier or if you missed any of the games yesterday, both these teams 0-1 through the opening day of the President's Cup. Snake Island taking a loss 7-6 to Allegheny, and Victoria dropping their game 13-7 against Six Nations. Loose ball battle ensues behind, goes the way of Victoria. No real possession, not yet at least, from Snake Island. Quick transition sends Victoria the other way. Here is Connor Lies. Lies feeds down low. Jackson Boyd sends it behind the net. Fake dunk attempt by Morrison. Feeds one to Wade at the outside. Shot clock down to 10. Near side feed. Skip feed again through the middle. High stick, no call. And getting dumped down to the turf was Parker Johnson. And he'll head back for a defensive shift. Snake Island has numbers, shot and a save by Dubinsky, dropping down to his knees to take away that low corner. Big rebound, falls all the way into the offensive zone. Now Victoria with numbers. Pass from Boyd goes over, and Demuth robs the Victoria player. I believe that was Davis McCauley with the shot from the crease.
Yeah, brother Bradley in the house, along with Clark's brother Cole, and a couple of WA champion Shamrocks that are off to the Man Cup.
Another rebound collected from Victoria. They've had about 4 or 5 resets at the start of this period alone. We're just over 2 minutes into the frame. Now cross floor feed, a low shot, stopped by Demuth, rebound available, but unable to avoid the crease that time as the ball falls out of the crease. But the Muskies will take possession back. There's another one of those Woodies. Here come the Muskies. That was Shane Francis using it a moment ago. Chris Boucher with possession. Pressured along the outside, switches hands. One hand flip pass to the outside, shot well wide. Rebound goes off the end boards, falls again near the center line. Another one and done offensive shift here for Snake Island, and here comes Victoria in transition. Fake shot through the middle, scores! What a rip from David Byrne as he cashes in transition.
Yeah, just used his defender as a screen there. Nice little one-on-one move after some transition, shot around his defender. And puts it past Demuth, and the lead grows here for Victoria.
Impressive in transition. The Shamrocks have looked, I mean, in general throughout this game, but especially to start off this period, they just look like they have, as you mentioned earlier, a little extra jump in their step. Look out, big collision near center. As Cardinal got the brunt of that, kept possession, now gets in front, gets a shot off, but steps through the crease. What a shift this has been for Hayden Cardinal. Now Snake Island goes the other way. 3-on-2 for a moment, turns into a 3-on-3, so they'll settle the offense. First touch here is Sam Firth. Now Bushi gets underneath using the screen, shoots around a defender, also wide, rebound goes in front of the bench. Snake Island will keep. Low shot, Bushi stopped by Dubinsky. Loose ball unintentionally goes over to the far side, and they lob it over the center line. Now Benson. He's got a goal in this game. He'll dish and head off for a change. Parker Johnson receives the feed. Now Boyd. Watching on his defender. Throws a pass over to the far side. A bounce shot goes on target. Damoud gets the better of that attempt. Here come the Muskies once again over center. Far side feed, waiting for the rest of the change to be facilitated. Late man joining will be Bushi. He's had his looks in this game thus far. Swim move with the low hand, lost possession though. That was Vaughn Harris. 2 goals in this game already for Harris, but unable to send one on target that time around. He's frustrated as he heads off to the bench.
Yeah, I'd like to see Bushi start shooting overhand a little bit. I think Dubinsky's got to read on his sub shot release, and he's got to switch up his takes a little bit.
He'll watch on as his defenders get a shift here with Victoria looking to extend their lead. Pass down low. Almost caught the official. But the Muskies will take it back. Quick opportunity here in transition. Here's Bomberry on his wrong side. Shot high off that shoulder again. Dubinsky getting over. Big collision there in the corner boards. And that'll be an interference call against Victoria.
Yeah, it's almost like Dubinsky baited Bomberry to shoot for that area, and they just took it away.
Might have the flashiest shoulder saves in the league based on this game alone. There's a low save, though, and an interference call going against Snake Island. That'll end that extra possession a little early.
Yeah, just a moving pick.
Here come the Shamrocks. Slowly over center. It's Byrne fresh off that goal a couple of minutes ago. He'll watch on as Boyd receives the pass halfway through the shot clock. Pass to the outside, sidearm rip goes wide. That'll ricochet all the way back down to the Victoria end of the floor, and a free clear now for the Muskies. Shots now 29-21 in favor of Victoria, who lead this one 4-2. Bushi with a bouncer to the near side. Finds Harris on hat trick watch here as he comes over top. Can't get around the defender. Sends it over to the far side instead. Shot, low stop by Dubinsky. There's a dunk attempt from behind. They're going to count it. What an effort from behind the net. That might have been Harris on his hat trick marker.
It was.
Just refused to give up on the play. He was falling from behind and just tucked it in.
It's a heck of an individual effort there for Harris, who's got all 3 here for the Muskies.
So we'll go back to the face-off dot here as the Muskies cut the lead down to 1. We haven't seen a lead larger than 2 to this point in the game. But Victoria remains in front, and they'll remain with possession here following another face-off win. Pass finds its way down to the corner, far side, now back to the near side as Drouin muscles the way through, flip pass, shot, scores! The pick and roll to perfection, and Connor Lies gets himself on the scoreboard.
That's good lacrosse right there. I mean, not much the defense can do when you get a good pick like that, and maybe a moving pick, in fact. But didn't get called, and Elias taking a page out of his old man's book right there as the lefty finishes.
pinpoint accuracy from in tight, and you're right, you could hear the Snake Island bench up in arms. They wanted that moving screen called as well, but the officials disagree, and Victoria now back up by 2. Opportunity, though, for the Muskies to try to cut the lead down again as they get possession off the face-off violation. Boucher watched on by a defender. He'll wait for the screen. Fakes using it now. He'll spin back. His pass was deflected. That'll create an opportunity here for Victoria as Byrne looking for another one. He'll stop up, fire that one, looking top corner, just missed. Now a chance the other way for Snake Island. Boucher remained out on the floor in the offensive zone. Sends a bouncer over to the far side. Now near side again for Harris. From distance, shot stopped by Dubinsky. Rebound falls and Victoria collects. Harris now looking for his 4th, but Byrne looking for his 2nd.
He's gassed.
Of course. Had that chance a couple of moments ago in transition. Slowly heading back to his bench. And again, Chris Boucher just waiting in the offensive zone here for Snake Island. Looks like the Muskies are going to be heading to the power play here now.
Offensive penalty.
Ones that drive coaches crazy. Be a holding call and an opportunity again for the Muskies to cut the lead down to 1. They looked pretty good on their power plays in the first. Unable to find the back of the net, though, and Chris Boucher will remain the point man here as he has a quick word with his teammates on the bench. He'll slowly work into the offensive zone now. He's got Jacobs to his left, Harris in the middle, running a little bit of interference here. Boucher takes the shot, another low one, as you mentioned. Most of his shots going underhand or sidearm. That one goes wide. Backhand feed, one-timer, and a nice save by Dubinsky. Rebound falls out of the crease. Harris was looking for it, but Dubinsky found it. No chance for Christensen. Snake Island looks to corner him into the end boards. Pinning him there behind the net of Nick Damoud. Ball falls free, and they'll take it back, still with a little over a minute remaining in their power play.
That's a nice job from the Muskies to get possession right back. Good double team.
Just slowing things down defensively and cornering their man, putting him into a tough position. And now, with time remaining here on the power play, backhand flip pass over to the far side. Low bouncer goes just wide. Shot clock now down to about 5 seconds as Boucher collects. Back to the point they'll go. Sidearm shot blocked. Nothing on target yet. Lobbing one down to the corner out of the reach of Joe Hall, and they'll give possession right back to the Shamrocks. Lobbed up to Byrne.
Show opponent kick, Tino.
Now far side, here's Wade. Pass through was off the mark. Snake Island will take it back. Maybe one last chance on the power play here as 20 seconds remaining until Riley Marsh can come out of the sin bin. But again, just slowly into the offensive zone go the Muskies, and you got to be careful about shot selection now. The clock on the penalty starting to wind down. Now up the floor they go with numbers. A 2-on-1 forming. We're back to 5-on-5. Picked off, though, by Von Harris out for a defensive shift, and what a catch by Matt Accioni. He's going to go in on goal. Stop by Dubinsky. What a look here. Now Magnan falls due to some contact.
No, he didn't. He went down.
Looking for a call.
Yeah.
Pass goes down low. Boyd with a shot. Damoud with a save. As the track meet starting to open up here. Shane Francis spins away, leaves one, and takes some contact.
Now that's contact, Tino.
That's going to be a penalty. Arm goes up. Damoud heads towards the bench. And there's that chippiness showing itself once again. I believe we're just a whistle away from a quick break here as well. So Damoud on the bench, 6-on-5 with 5 seconds remaining. They'll try the dunk, and Dubinsky got across. Got over far enough to get a piece of it with the crest of his jersey. But Snake Island is going to head back to the power play here. And I believe we will get that break now. So 9:27 remain in the second period. It's been a fast-moving period to this point. It's both teams looking to find their legs in transition. It's been a strong start here for Victoria. Snake Island has certainly had their looks, but got to think if they can, or if they had been able to cash in on some of these power plays opportunities to this point in the game, this would be a much different look. But Victoria, their penalty killers and their goaltending has been so strong here to this point.
I feel like the Muskies have just run into two really hot goaltenders. Last night they outshot Allegheny pretty significantly, but Go Abrams was just on top of his game, and I feel like Dubinsky is doing the same here to the Muskies. They're getting good looks. They just can't find the back of the net.
Dubinsky is just Mr. Consistent from what I've seen of him. And again, some of those flashiest shoulder saves I think I've ever seen, and he's made plenty of them here in this game. You might need a couple more as the Muskies will start off their power play. A little bit of a different look here. This time as Joe Hall takes the point position. They'll get a switch here to clear up some space. Now behind the net, and Bouchy tries the dunk. He'll step through the crease. Dubinsky made the save regardless.
Yeah, you can definitely put him down in the reactionary department as far as goaltenders go. Some guys are angles, some guys are reactionary. Dubinsky likes to move in there.
Makes for some highlight reel saves. As it's more of a 3-on-4 currently. Some rough stuff going near center. Armstrong for the Muskies. David Byrne for the Shamrocks. Shot clock will expire. And Snake Island will take possession back here. Try the hidden ball trick, a little unsuccessful there. Some miscommunication. Bouchy will assume his position now going down to the crease. We'll see if he'll park himself behind the net again. Just looking for any extra look. Now Harris to Bouchy behind, flip pass through the middle, they score! They got the look they wanted and played it to perfection as the pass through the middle got through and the shot was on target as well.
Yeah, they set it up to Harris behind the goal again, and Dubinsky was thinking dunk the entire way, so he was packed back against his crossbar, and then Firth down the middle. And over the shoulder it goes. Power play goal for the Muskies. They're within one here. 8:22 to go in the second.
Just a beautiful feed from behind the net as well. There were sticks aplenty to be able to thread that through, and it still found its way. They had a set play, worked it to perfection, and again cut the lead down to 1. But Victoria has been so good at answering back. See what they got in their bag of tricks here on this next shift. Here's Drouin. Shouldering his way through. Far side feed goes down to the corner. Shot clock goes down to 15. That shot goes wide, deflecting off of a Victoria stick last and out of play. Lies unable to keep it in possession. Now Snake Island with numbers, and they throw it away again. A little miscommunication there as Rice was coming to set the screen, but the pass came through to him and just out of his reach.
Hops just has to show a little more patience there and make a better decision.
Victoria, another chance to answer back. Shot from distance, again goes far side wide, ends up hitting the rafters, and here come the Muskies again in transition. 3-on-2 forming, right down the middle, shot, sent just wide. And now another opportunity for Victoria to go the other way. A 3-on-2 of their own. It's Boyd, back pedals away, far side feed, back down to Boyd, couldn't get the shot off, defended well by Nate Woods. So he sent his man down, took away the second opportunity. Here's Magnan to Bouchy. 7 minutes remain in the second period. Luke Magnan's going to stay and play an offensive shift here, it looks like, trying to create some space through the middle. Sidearm shot goes wide. Bushi's trying to track it, but it'll go back over center.
That looked like it hit Dubinsky.
Now, man, streaking off the bench, looking 5-hole. Demood drops down. And the Muskies clear the center line. Here's Brian Rice down to the corner. Back to the outside now, near side feed, finds Vaughn Harris. Looking for his 4th goal of this game. Rice avoids the crease, finds Harris with a low save by Dubinsky. Now a long stretch feed goes up to Byrne. Byrne looking for his 2nd. Nice move, nice goal! As David Byrne finds his 2nd of the game.
Yeah, it's Victoria turning the trick in transition here in the 2nd period. That's the 2nd time Byrne has gotten in behind the Muskies, and the 2nd time he's put a ball behind Demuth.
And the 2nd time he's pulled out this move as well, as he kind of plants himself as if he's taking the shot on the run and then just backpedals his way from the defender in full motion. Prettiest one I've seen today, I'll say it.
Long way to go, Tino.
Another face-off win for the Shamrocks. Cardinal collects, sends one over to the far side. Riley Marsh quickly down to the corner. Now Drouin back over to the right. He's shot a save by Demood. He'll fall to his knees once again. Victoria reclaims that 2-goal advantage, but again, we haven't seen a lead greater than that. And Snake Island has done a great job of keeping it close, pretty much always getting back within 1. But to their own right, they haven't really been able to tie it since the early stages of this first period. Now they'll work it around the outside. Bushi somehow got a handle on it, had a man all over him, and he's going to draw a penalty. So he lost a glove for his efforts. One hand on his stick, was somehow able to receive the pass. And will put his team back on the power play.
Yeah, pretty hard to protest the call when a guy's glove comes right off his hand. Definition of holding right there.
And we're getting pretty close to the territory here where Snake Island has to start to take advantage of these power plays. They've had plenty of them in this game.
Maybe just send a cutter through the middle. Get that box moving, stretch it out.
Now another low shot from Bushi, goes to the stick, and Victoria just bats it all the way down the floor. Demood will come out of his crease.
Just try one overhand, maybe, Bush.
I actually don't think we've seen.
No, we haven't. He's taken about 10 shots, all underhand.
Backhand feed over the far side. They go to the crease. Dubinsky came across. No shot on target. One-timer sent just wide. Snake Island keeps possession. Shot clock down to 10. Rice winds, fires, shot blocked. And they'll say deflecting off of a Victoria player last, so a fresh 30 now for the Muskies. Still on the power play for 1:15 or less. Fake shot back to Rice from the outside. Vaughn Harris, pass through the middle, and they score. Sam Firth, the cutter through, just like you said, Jumbo, and it works.
There's no need to make it more difficult than it needs to be. And when you send a cutter through the middle, whether he gets the feed or not, it's just an added distraction to the defense, to the goaltender, that the threat is there. And that time Firth came through and he was open. And when Firth gets to that area of the floor, he's deadly. And another one here for the Muskies to get back within 1. The question is, can they get the next one here?
Yeah, like we've said, they've gotten back within 1 plenty of times. It's that tying goal that's been so elusive for them. As Vaughn Harris out there for face-off duty. Won it to some space, but Victoria swarms the loose ball and takes it away. Here's Byrne on hat-trick watch for the Shamrocks. He's going to stay and play an O shift here. Near side feed, Boyd with a sidearm rip. We'll say cleanly out of play off the bounce. And Snake Island possession with wheels over center. Tyler Armstrong. He'll leave for Boucher and head off for a change. Can Boucher find the tying goal here? Parks himself to the middle, gets the shot off, and Dubinsky fights it off himself. Boucher battling for it. Kicks the ball to Rice and earns a reset.
Underhand.
Underhand again.
I say it, Tino, because it almost limits you to the goal for about 50% of it. A low to high, there's another one. A low to high shot is one of the hardest to execute in the game. And when you have your stick up high, especially after you've been doing something over and over again, it just changes the look from the goaltender's eyes and your stick's eyes and gives you a lot more options to shoot at.
It's not even, like, you're right, they are incredibly difficult to execute them, and we've seen Chris Boucher execute, of course. But like you said, it's just about giving a little bit of a different look, because he's being read like a book as we speak. Now Firth looking for another one, sends it across, and they score! There's the tying goal. A beautiful feed from Sam Firth, and the Muskies tied up at 6.
Yeah, I believe that was Zachy Hops on the finish. And just watch the patience here on the crease. The setup from Firth was exceptional across the crease, but that little fake there on Dubinsky, like we talked about, a reactionary goaltender. And when you give him a hard pump fake like that, more often than not, Dubinsky's going to bite on it. And then Hops had all sorts of goal to pump that one in to tie the game.
Yeah, that's a fine piece of work there from Snake Island in transition. That feed, that pump fake, and that finish. And now with a little extra momentum in their favor, and they get the next possession as well. 2 straight goals here for Snake Island. Can they find 3? Just under 3 minutes remain here in period number 2. Snake Island also with the lead in the shots category as well, 36-34, as that one was sent off the mark. Now a loud pass up the floor, and Byrne unable to break it down, but he keeps after it, sends a pass across, and Damoud robs his man with his foot.
Timely stop there for Nick.
Now Boucher went back for some reverse transition. He'll stay in play here as they get their motion going, sidestepping his way down to the crease, jumps across and scores! Chris Boucher finds the back of the net and gives Snake Island the lead.
Tino, how'd he shoot that ball right there?
Dare I say overhand?
You dare.
Minimal room there as well, but just took that angle at the right time towards the goal and goes over top of Dubinsky.
A little more like it here from Snake Island. And they take the lead on the Shamrocks here, 7-6, with three straight goals now. And coming down the stretch of period 2.
37 shots in favor of the Muskies. So we get a face-off violation against Victoria, and possession will again go back to Snake Island on a run of 3 here. They look for their 4th straight. They had their chances earlier. They just weren't able to get them to fall. Again, they've been kind of snake-bitten on the power play as well. But now it looks like they've found their legs, found their sticks, and have put a little bit of a run together here. Under 2 to play. Another penalty coming up against Victoria as they got a man down here on the turf. Hayden Cardinal is shaken up. See who's the culprit here. I believe it's a holding call.
Cardinal did not play in game 1, and now again, just like we saw in the first, the Shamrock gets injured and takes a penalty as Cardinal on the limp to the box.
And a tough one here as well, because depending on how this one shapes up, he might have to, he's either going to have to go back into the play or head straight to the bench, and if he's shaken up there, that journey, it takes all that much longer. I could see a trainer taking a little bit extra care with him right now in the penalty box. But regardless, another opportunity here for Snake Island on the power play and a chance to extend that lead. Backhand flip pass from Rice. Now Boucher with a shot and a beautiful save from Dubinsky. A kick save at that. Keep his team down by just 1. Now Byrne takes a couple of stick checks. Still with possession. Kept from distance as Rice making sure to give him a couple extra taps. And he'll watch him near the center line. Shot clock goes down to 5. Victoria loses possession here. And the ball falls free to Luke Magnan. Final minute of action here in the second period. Rice with the ball from distance as the power play slowly gets back on. 15 seconds remain on the shot clock. They'll work around the perimeter. Pass through the middle. Deflected over to the near side corner. Boucher collects. 5 to shoot. Pass behind. They get the dunk off and they score. Another one goes. And the lead is up to 2.
Clip it from Von Harris. This was sick. Fakes one way, goes the other. 4 for Harris, and the Muskies lead by 2.
It looked like he actually had an opportunity to dunk it there as well. You could see he just hung on to it for a second, and as you mentioned, Dubinsky being a goaltender of the reactionary variety, jumped over to that post, and as soon as he did, Von Harris had the wherewithal to go back to the other side. And we talked earlier about how elusive the tying goal has been for the Muskies here in this game. Well, now they're on a run of 4 straight and find themselves up by 2 with just 33 seconds remaining.
Yeah, expected timeout here, and there it is.
So we'll get a brief break here. Muskies will keep possession. And they'll try to draw up one final play here. 30.9 seconds is the official amount of time remaining. We'll see if they add anything or not.
No, I don't think they will. They didn't start the 30 either, so it's about dead even here. But if I'm Josh Sanderson, I'm drawing up that look for Von Harris behind the goal again, but then have an option or two to come off that, because you know the Shamrocks are going to be thinking they're going to go to Von Harris behind the goal. So just like the last time, well, the time previous where he hit Firth coming down the middle on the cut, I think we'll see something like that again, but I think the ball will go through 28 behind the goal, and then they'll look for some options coming off of that.
Yeah, no question about it. 3 points through day 1, 2 of those being goals. Now up to 4 goals in this game. They've certainly found their hot stick if they hadn't already. And it looks like Damoud will stay on the bench. No, excuse me, he's heading back towards, now he'll circle back. Got me with the double fake. Happens. So 6-on-5 in favor of the Muskies. 30.9 seconds remain. Looks like a little confusion here on the Snake Island bench.
They're just going to put Magnum in the middle here to draw some attention, I think.
So he parks himself down low, creeping closer and closer towards the middle of the floor, just like you mentioned. Now he gets there. So that physicality is picking up through the middle.
He's got to be careful not to take an offensive screen, especially with an empty net here.
Now here's Firth going downhill. Behind the net they go, right to the outside. Harris had it sent towards him, but just could not get a handle, and we will head towards the intermission. The Snake Island Muskies have made a comeback here and find themselves leading by 2 through 40 minutes of action. We're going to step aside now for the next 10 or so, but don't go too far, ladies and gentlemen. We got third period action coming right up here live on BC Sports TV. Tino Farah, Jake Elliott, and you're watching the 2024 President's Cup.
Embrace the unexpected. Cool bet.
Ray,
Oh, what a look.
Davidson, inside roll, Dixon, scores.
Cleaner shift to Obang and crashing in front.
There's Ray, scores.
As dirty as they come, Jordan Jersey gets his first to the President's Cup, picks it up. Goal pace, scores on the run. Wade will set a pick. John shoots and he scores, short side. Bushi, shot scores, it's a 1-goal game. Gets it back, he'll shoot and he scores. Big save, Cliche, scores, and we're tied.
We've had great fans. It's really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. I don't think we make that run without the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
What does it mean to be Canadian? It's toughness. It's grit. You know who bears the red and white. You know the history. You know the storylines, and you know its weight. I've been there. I know what it takes. It's preparation for domination. It's the brotherhood so you could. It's long nights and longer days. That separates the good from the greats. This is Canada.
That's fresh.
Ray,
Oh, what a look.
Davidson, inside roll, Dixon, scores.
Cleaner shift to Obang and crashing in front.
There's Ray, scores.
As dirty as they come, Jordan Jersey gets his first to the President's Cup, picks it up. Goal pace, scores on the run. Wade will set a pick. John shoots and he scores, short side. Bushi, shot scores, it's a 1-goal game. Gets it back, he'll shoot and he scores. Big save, Cliche, scores, and we're tied.
Embrace the unexpected. Cool bet.
Davidson. Inside roll. Dixon scores.
Cleaner shift to Obang and crashing.
There's Ray. Scores.
As dirty as they come, Jordan Jersey gets his first of the President's Cup. Picked it up. Goal pace scores on the run. Wade will set a pick. Johnson shoots and he scores. Short side. Bushi. Shot scores. It's a 1-goal game. Gets it back. He'll shoot and he scores. Big save. Boucher scores. And we're tied.
We've had great fans. It's been really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. I don't think we make that run without the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
What does it mean to be Canadian? It's toughness. It's grit. You know who bears the red and white. You know the history. You know the storylines. And you know its weight. I've been there. I know what it takes. It's preparation for domination. It's the brotherhood so you could. It's long nights and longer days. That separates the good from the greats. This is Canada.
That's fresh.
Ray.
Oh, what a look.
Davidson. Inside roll. Dixon scores.
Cleaner shift to Obang and crashing.
There's Ray. Scores.
All right, welcome back to the Ladner Leisure Center here, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get too far, we got to do our Mohawk read, of course. Mohawk Lacrosse, the finest handcrafted wooden lacrosse sticks. Family-operated business, making the best sticks for the past 25 years. If you're looking to touch a piece of history, you should start with a Mitchell Brothers hickory stick. MohawkLacrosse.net. 8-6. The Snake Island Muskies lead over the Victoria Shamrocks through 40 minutes of action. Vaughn Harris with 4 of the 8. And a beautiful dunk goal right towards the end of that second period. But all of a sudden, Jake, it's the Victoria Shamrocks looking for a little bit of a comeback here after a 4-goal run from Snake Island.
Yeah, you got to stop it here if you're the Shamrocks. And like I said, I felt like the Muskies would come out and play a better game here today. And they've done that through 40 minutes. But you got to finish this one off here for the Muskies if your head coach, Galiwade, Josh Sanderson over there. 2-goal lead going into the third against a rookie President's Cup team. This is a game you need to win. Got a 2-goal lead with 20 to go. See if they can finish it off.
Of course, as mentioned, Vaughn Harris with 4 of the 8. Sam Firth with 1. Chris Bushi with 1. Zach Hobbs with 1. And I'm missing one more on my score sheet.
I think Firth might have 2.
Firth might have 2. There you go. And then the goal scorers for the Victoria Shamrocks, Kyle Drouin with 1, Connor Lees or Lies, excuse me. Jackson Boyd, Jeremy Benson, all with 1, and David Byrne with 2 of his own. Here come the Muskies, 2-on-2. Bryce decides to slow things down here. And a delayed call coming up. Excuse me, no, saw the official's arm up, but back down to his side it goes. Sidearm bouncer sent just wide. That'll go clean the over center, and a back over call will send Victoria back into the offensive zone.
Joe Hall loves that short side bounce shot to the top corner. Just missed it that time.
Now here comes Brody Wade. 4 goals in their loss yesterday for the Shamrocks. Nothing so far today. With possession once again, round to the corner, goes back underneath with a subtle toe drag. Far side shot and a save by Daymut. Ricochets off the end boards. Loose ball is up for grabs. 3 Muskies come in, bat it forward. And an opportunity in transition. Cross floor feed, shot, sent wide again. And that'll go up to Matt Hermson. Hermson will slow up. Wait for some help, leaves for Wade. Pass through the middle was just off the mark. Snake Island will collect it from the corner thanks to Matt Accioni. And he'll look up, connecting with Briar Johnson. Excuse me, Jonathan. Jonathan will create some space here for Sam Firth. Bushi works his way to the corner, now comes back over top, gets the screen. A rising subber, that one goes off the shoulder of Dubinsky. And there's that extra effort from Chris Bushi, bodies his man to create some space and earns a reset for his team.
Yeah, those possessions are huge, and that's just effort there from Bushi.
Finally found the back of the net back in that second period. As you mentioned, his first overhand shot of the game found the back of the net.
He did take one here in the second, but missed the goal.
Now Firth over to the far side. Return feed goes to him. Under 5 to shoot. Pass intended to find Bushi was out of his reach. High off the glass, and McCulley will clear the center line. Shots now 41-36 in favor of Snake Island. Parker Johnson sent it over to the far side. Collision near center. Johnson with it again. Has some room. Shot off the glove of Daymut. Rebound goes over the corner. Sprinting away from some pressure. Wallace Thompson finds room over the center line. He'll head back and leave for the first man off the bench, being Ty Thompson. He'll dish back to the outside. Firth over to Bushi once again. Bushi with room. Fake shot. Shot clock goes down to 5. Firth going downhill. Circles back from the corner. Just 3 to shoot. Trying to muscle his way through. Pulls one around his defender off the mark. No shot on target for that set. And now Jeremy Benson will dish and head off. Leaves for Wade. Brody Wade driving downhill. Runs out of room. Got a shot on target. And Daymut standing tall up against his post. No daylight available.
Yeah, you're not beating Daymut from that area with that shot.
Off balance. Tough one for any shooter to find the back of the net in that situation. Nice move driving underneath. There's a shot from a similar angle while falling. That one a bit of a better shot though. And Dubinsky gets the better of it nonetheless. Now Stevens over center. Finds Johnson over to the far side corner now. Fake shot, one hand on his stick, somehow gets a shot off, and Daymut shuts the door, denying Jack Bowie. What a move, though.
That's pretty nice.
I was getting flashbacks to that Keegan Ball goal against Halifax from the NLL season where you yelled, how did he hang on to that?
Top 50.
Humble brag. There's a shot and a goal by Vaughn Harris. Make it 5 as he continues to find the back of the net all throughout this game.
That's Vaughn Harris right there. That's his sweet spot. And that's where he likes to shoot it at the goal as well. And Everything just kind of hooked up there for Vaughn. Not a lot of Dubinsky can do with that one.
It's now a 5-0 run here for the Muskies, going back to the later stages of the second period. And Victoria, if they have any hope here, they got to find a way to stop this run. But they'll need a stop. Here's Boucher on the run, scores! Right off the draw. Falls to Boucher, who rips one from outside. Dare I say underhand, Jake.
Yeah, I mean, nice shot on the run, no question about it there from Boucher. That's a crushing goal there for the Shamrocks. Right after they give up one, they lose a face-off. Probably one Dubinsky should have stopped. But the lead up to 4 here quickly, and it's a 6-0 run for the Muskies.
Unbelievable, the turnaround. Their offense through the first half of this game just looked a little off, and have certainly found their way through the late stages of the second and now into the start of the third. So we approach 5 minutes through the third and final frame. 10-6 now, the Muskies lead. Brody Wade over to the far side. Drouin down to the corner. Now back to the near side. Riley Marsh gets around his man. Running out of room, sends one far side off the mark. Ricochets off the sideboards. Here comes Snake Island. In transition they go. Hops. Had the screen being set by Armstrong. Didn't have the numbers that he liked, so he'll slow up and wait for some help. A little bit of pressure now comes from the defenders as Firth collects the feed. Shot clock under 10 seconds. Harris back to Firth from distance. Wines, fires, shouldered away by Dubinsky. Big rebound, falls near center, and Snake Island will keep. That's a big reset for the Muskies, so they can get some more fresh legs onto the turf, going up against some tired defenders. And Rice will take possession. Halfway through the shot clock. They'll keep it around the perimeter for now. Skip feed deflected. Falls right to Jacobs. Now Boucher drives low, shot stopped by Dubinsky. Rebound goes to the corner. And Victoria will casually collect it as those offensive pieces for the Muskies looked a little tired themselves. Victoria had numbers there for a moment, didn't get the pass across in time. Now Snake Island can go the other way with numbers on their own. A 3-on-2 as the pass goes through the middle. Defended well by the Shamrocks to keep it to the outside.
Too many lefties.
Too many lefties, too little time. Pass through the middle, gets through, shot and a low save by Dubinsky. Bodies fall. Snake Island keeps possession. Fresh 30 to work with.
Momentum's a funny thing, isn't it? You can just, every bounce is now going Snake Island's way.
And the Shamrocks all of a sudden just look exhausted. And that extra little bit of jump in the steps of the Muskies. Ball falls loose near the center line. Opportunity here for Victoria to push if they want. Here's Stevens over center, but a good stick check on the back check by Brian Rice to negate that opportunity. He'll lob one towards the center line, out of the reach of the intended target being Tyler Armstrong. And the Shamrocks can just take possession right back.
What are you doing?
A unnecessary, undisciplined high stick coming up here to Tyler Armstrong. Dubinsky onto the bench, 6-on-5. The Shamrocks will go. And what an opportunity now to end the run. Extra attacker on, big windup, big shot off the iron. Oh man, that had sparks coming off of it from Connor Lies.
Damu gives his post a little tap.
Back to the outside, another shot blocked. This time, Lies collects. Right place, right time, skip feed over to the far side. They go east to west a couple of times. Wade could not quite get the handle. He's frustrated after that one. He knows he would have had a clean look, but at the very least, his team will go back to the power play.
I'm not sure what Armstrong was thinking here. Right at center floor, just cross-checked his man right in the head.
And a reminder as well, we're seeking advertising partners here on BC Sports TV to keep our lacrosse free for everyone. If you want to play a part in keeping the President's Cup free all week long, you can hit us up at the email on the screen there at bcsports.tv. So another opportunity here for the Shamrocks, their first one in a while on the power play. Shot from distance, swallowed by Daymud. Luke Magnan will collect the loose ball. And we got another penalty coming up here, I believe.
They're both going to go.
Yeah, they're both going to head off to the sin bin here. Briar Jonathan and Jackson Boyd.
5 minutes for the Shamrocks.
Oh boy.
2 for Jonathan, 5 for Victoria.
And quick discussion going on between Sam Firth and the officials. But I believe this should be 4-on-3 in favor of Victoria, although Snake Island possession. As the discussion continues, now Zach Christensen having a word and getting an explanation, but it will be Muskies' ball. Lots of room available here. And maybe an opportunity here for Victoria to try to chip away with that extra little bit of space, but the run remains 6-0 in favor of the Muskies as Chris Boucher takes his space. Pass finds Rice, now down low to Firth. Firth, nice move. One-timer attempted by Boucher, just didn't quite have the ball. And certainly had room to be able to grab the loose ball. Like, Victoria didn't need to be urgent in that case, but you can just sort of see they've lost the jump that we saw from them early.
Yeah, they just had the wind taken right out of their sails in this one a little bit, and if they want to get back in this game, they better score here.
Here's Wade, and he scores right on cue as he just tucks that one inside the post and gets his first of the game.
So now we'll play 4-on-4 for the next minute and 10, and then it'll be a 3-minute major power play here for the Muskies. So real important minutes coming up here in the middle stages of period 3, which will dictate the outcome of this one.
And an important thing to remember as well for the Shamrocks, although the run was 6-0, the lead now currently is just 3 in favor of Snake Island. So still plenty of time remaining, but you got to be able to find that step back. Like you mentioned, the wind kind of knocked out of their sails a little bit. But you have to find an answer. That's a start. And now we'll march on to 4-on-4 lacrosse. Firth watches on as he sends it over to Rice. One of the latest to come off the bench here for the Muskies. Absorbs a slash, sends it over to Boucher. Through the middle, Firth falling. Still gets the pass off. Shot clock goes down to 4. Boucher looking for a lane. Spins underneath. Wrapped up, can't get a shot on target. There was a late one from Firth. Not going to get the call, though, as the Victoria bench up in arms for the moment.
Maybe a little lucky right there for Firth.
As Ari Stevens slowly heads off to the bench. Riley Marsh rounds the corner, sends it over to the far side. Connor Lies tries the flip pass, just out of the reach of the intended target, being Kyle Drouin. Now 5 seconds to shoot. Wade, fresh off a goal a moment ago, tries a twister, off the mark, goes off the corner boards, and the shot clock will expire. And I believe we should get a break here. Yeah, Nick Daymud making his way towards the bench. Give him credit for making that call. I don't think the officials really realized.
Goalies want their breaks.
Savvy veteran move. So 9:45 remain here in the third period. We are 3 seconds away from an extended, it'll be a 3-minute power play in favor of Snake Island due to that 5-minute major for high sticking a few moments ago. So the clock becomes less and less of a friend of the Victoria Shamrocks here. Again, still plenty of time remaining, but a massively important penalty kill coming up if they have hopes of chipping away here in this game. And they'll need some more heroics from Pete Dubinsky like we saw in the early stages.
It's been a good game.
Has been a good game. I was trying to take most of yesterday to kind of decompress after a pretty busy Saturday. So I only got to catch bits and pieces of some of the games. But were there any?
It's inexcusable, Farah.
Were there any games yesterday that left you thinking,
Well, I'd say this morning kind of made me feel that way.
All right, so the first one of the tournament coming on day 2. At least you got through game 1, or day 1, I should say.
No, I mean, a couple of one-goal games, a little feeling out.
Pass through the middle. Bushi got it on target, and Dubinsky, I think the only one that kept that from rolling over the goal line was his step out to his right. But Snake Island back on the power play.
Even if they just get one here, Tino, on this major, I think they're going to feel pretty good.
That could be an incredibly deflating goal as they go back behind the net again. Vaughn faked the pass, but ended up being a real pass as it fell out of his stick. Bushi gets the stick slashed out of his hands. The Muskies keep possession. Here's the aforementioned Chris Bushi. Rice down low to the corner. Sidearm feed, too hot to handle for Firth, but he keeps after it. 15 to go on the shot clock. Deflected pass. Rice keeps after it. Over to the corner. They go back across again and just cannot get it on target. Shot clock now down to 5. Low shot blocked and lobbed out of play by Jake Rice. And Victoria just putting their bodies on the line here. Byrne over the center line. Watch out as he gets it over. Closing the gap there was Matt Accioni. He'll continue to chase down his man. Victoria looks to eat some more of this clock. Down to 1:20 until Jackson Boyd can step out of the penalty box. Long pass connects with Derek Hops. He'll wait for the power play. Fakes the drop pass, now leaves for Brian Rice. Slowly and casually sharing a conversation with Bushi the entire way down. Now Bushi with it at the point. He and Firth play pass. Trying to lull the defenders to sleep for a moment as they now initiate their motion. Shot clock down to 2. Flip pass blocked. And a great defensive shift there for Victoria. Maybe a little bit too casual for Snake Island.
Just not enough urgency, in my humble opinion. And it looks like the Shamrocks are going to be able to kill this thing off here and remain down 3. They're going to be up against it time-wise to come back in this one, but they're still in it.
McCulley over to the far side. As Marsh looking for some space off ball through the middle. Ball finds Drouin in the corner. 5 to shoot. In comes the double team. Trying to draw a penalty. Not going to get one from the officials. He just dumped it down into the corner. And just under 10 seconds remaining until Boyd can step back out onto the turf. Now Rice will leave for Firth. Boyd gets onto the bench. Will return to 5-on-5 action. Firth hounded, takes a couple of slashes, keeps possession, and sends it over to the far side. Through the middle. Rice off target as that one got deflected. Gets his own rebound from the wrong side. Another deflection, and that'll go out of play. So it will remain Snake Island possession.
A fortunate bounce there for the Muskies.
And just an incredibly unlucky bounce for Victoria. They've done a great job in this period of blocking shots. But again, as you mentioned earlier, the bounces that just seem to go the way of the Shamrocks in the early stages just have not gone that way since. Now Firth, a bouncer over to the far side. Bushi, one-timer and a great save by Dubinsky. He's out of the net and somehow got sent just wide. Not sure if he got a piece of it on that second one or not, but that first save was unbelievable.
Oh, never mind the save. How about the effort from Joe Hall from his stomach right there? Almost got it to go. That would have been the goal of the tournament so far.
And some more penalties coming up here as you get another look at it. There's that first one. Dubinsky dives across, lost a glove, it looked like, for his efforts. Frantic action in front of the Victoria crease, to say the least.
Still just a 3-goal game.
Yeah, they're certainly not out of it. But that urgency that we just haven't really seen in this period that you would expect to see, considering they came in down and on the worst end of a 6-0 run at the time. We'll see now if there's a little extra pep in their step. So they work it around the perimeter. Johnson over to the far side, back at the point. Wines fires. That one might have caught a piece of the iron.
They do give him a reset.
I thought this was going to be 4-on-4 lacrosse, but
No goalie on the net, Tim.
Didn't look the other way. Thank you.
Here to help.
Far side feed again. His bodies collide. Boyd got dumped for a moment. Back to his feet. Shot stopped by Damoud. Big rebound. Falls to Parker Johnson. Johnson gets back into the fray here. Working his way to the point. Johnson, backhand feed. Brody Wade with a shot. Stopped by Damoud. Looking for the loose ball. Can't find it. Now an opportunity at an empty net. As Dubinsky is sprinting but can't get there in time. And Matt Accioni in transition fires it into the empty net.
Yeah, it's a big goal right there for the Muskies. It comes into the empty net, but a nice loose ball dug out of the corner. And then this Accioni, man, I don't think his gas tank ever goes empty. He just runs the entire game and always seems to be up the floor. And Dubinsky can't race back fast enough. 4-goal lead restored for Snake Island.
I always liked, I know you can't do it on the turf, obviously, but when playing on the concrete, I always liked seeing the goalies do the knee slide when you're in desperation coming back.
You could do it. It just wouldn't feel pretty good or look good, I don't think.
Certainly wouldn't look good.
And Dubinsky, who's had some hamstring issues over the course of his career the last couple of seasons. Got to be careful when you're on a dead sprint in goalie gear back to the net.
And now we got shaking up Matt Hermston. He gets up under his own power, but he's going to head straight towards the bench.
It is 11-7. They haven't put the goal up as of yet. But now it'll be a Shamrock power play, and it's a 5-minute jobber here on Shane Francis. So a chance to get right back into this game here on the man advantage. Remember, the bookmakers had the Muskies favored by 2.5. And they're down 4 right now, but a chance to score twice. We hit the over, by the way.
We didn't hit it in the first one.
No, I know.
Save by Damoud and a quick feed lobbed over the center line. Chasing onto it, or running onto it, I should say, was Briar Jonathan. Could say chasing onto it.
Yeah, it worked.
Doesn't sound as good. He'll create some space off ball. Zach Hops runs into a double team here. Runs away from it. Ends up in the far side corner. Now the double team closes the gap once again, and he'll dump it into the corner for Dubinsky to collect. Now here comes Wade. 4 minutes remain in the third period. Victoria down by 4. Johnson to Wade, looking 5-hole. Can't beat Damoud. Gets a rough ride into the boards, draws an interference call. Now to the outside, a sidearm rip, send wide, big rebound near the center line. And there's the back over call, a little delayed whistle. And that will likely be the dagger, an undisciplined delay a game call, courtesy of Riley Marsh.
Can't do that.
There's the jumbo hot take. Can't do that.
It's a penalty.
That's why they pay you the big bucks.
It's in the rules, Tino.
I don't have to know the rules as long as I got you beside me. And we have confirmation that you cannot do that. So it will be Snake Island possession. Firth will collect. It'll be 4-on-4 lacrosse.
By the way, big bucks.
Big bucks?
You said I'm getting paid the big bucks. And I'm asking you, big bucks?
I mean, I hope. We'll see if there's some 50-50 action going on here as well. I don't think neither you nor I won anything during the Minto.
No, we didn't. But things turned out okay.
You won the 50-50 on a broadcast before?
A couple of times. One time at Minto in New Westminster.
Well, hot damn. Here come the Muskies. 3 minutes remain here. Still leading by 4. Content with just eating as much clock as they want here, really. Pressure starts to come in as Hermson gives his man a shot. Ball goes over to the far side. It's the latest goal scorer, Accioni. Drives off ball. Harris looking top corner, fought off by Dubinsky. That went out of play. This should be Snake Island possession, as Hermson was looking to go the other way. Argues the call, but they got it right. Off the shoulder, out of play. So another unfortunate bounce for Victoria. And here comes Brian Rice. Sizing up his defender to the outside, goes to Sam Firth. Now he'll leave for the righties. Backhand feed, finds Von Harris. Shot, saved by Dubinsky. Did it get through? No. As bodies collide, Von Harris is shaken up here as he's grabbing at his calf.
That's maybe a cramp here, Tino.
He still remains down. Hermson with the dip and dunk. Not sure if that caught the post or the shoulder of Damoud, but now we get the whistle as Von Harris remains down.
Comes Mama Bear. It's a long week at the Prezi, Tino, and Von Harris has been here a number of times, and he's just battling some cramping here, I think.
Yeah, again, we saw some injuries in the first game of the day earlier this morning. Mike Triolo left early. Not sure how serious it is or just precautionary. John Lintz was a little bit shaken up. He remained in the game, however. Now Von Harris down getting some work. And a reminder as well, if you want some more lacrosse action, we're going to be here all week, all day. We still got 3 more games coming up through the rest of this afternoon and evening. Next one on tap will be Six Nations versus Allegheny. And I believe that'll be yourself and Teddy Jenner on the call, reconnecting the dynamic duo from day one. Von Harris back and walking under his own power.
A little massage.
A little massage does the trick.
Some Gatorade in there. It'll be good.
So he'll hang out on the bench, likely for the rest of this game, I got to imagine here. 5 goals in this game for Von Harris. Now up to 7 in 2 days.
I probably could have had 7 in this game.
He's had looks aplenty. Victoria gets the pass through, shot, and they score! The feed from behind the net, much like we saw in the second. This time goes the way of the Shamrocks, and they cut the lead back down to 3. It'll be Jack Bowie with the finish. Love this behind the net cam. You get a great look at it here as he just creates a little bit of space for himself. Gets the feed from behind and fires it home. Lead cut down to 3 with 1:52 remaining. Certainly some time still on the clock. I feel like I've seen some crazier comebacks in less time, so it is certainly still possible. But they got to go. Stevens keeps possession, gets an extra whack from Rice. He'll head off as power play gets back out onto the turf now. Brody Wade, the late man, joining. Boyd sends it to Johnson. Backhand feed, finds Wade, back to the point they go. Twister pass, Boyd fires, saved by Damoud. Rebound collected. Fresh 30 for Victoria. Fake shot, back to the outside. Big wind-up, big goal. Victoria cuts it down to 2.
It's a nice rip there from the point. Parker Kennedy cuts the lead to 2. Still time here. 1:15 to go. But they're back to even strength as that'll wipe out the major. Francis will stay in the box here for the remainder of the game, but we're back to even strength.
So still with time to work with.
Is that not 2 goals off the major there?
That is 2 goals off the major.
So I don't know why they don't have another body on the floor.
Well, maybe an opportunity that Victoria can take advantage here, and Dubinsky is cheating his way towards the bench. 2 goals in about 30 seconds for the Shamrocks. Gets them.
Am I crazy? That was 2 goals off the major.
You're absolutely correct. That was 2 goals.
They're playing shorthanded here for absolutely no reason.
Johnson backpedaling, comes back over top, shoots, stopped by Damoud, rebound collected. About 45 seconds remain. Backhand feed. Wade shot off a defender. Big rebound. Goes off the corner boards and towards the center line. Dubinsky is back in the net. And chasing onto it is Nate Woods. Snake Island will call a timeout here, stopping the clock at 37 seconds. So unless there's, some rule that we're unaware of, regardless, though, it'll be Snake Island possession following the timeout here, leading by 2 shots, 55-52. They lead as well. They were down in that category towards the beginning or middle stages of the second period, but they turned it on and have found their legs, found their sticks ever since, and have a great opportunity to just close out this game if they can hang on to possession here. Again,
this is crazy to me, man. I know the penalty time's still up on the clock. I don't think it should be, for one. And I think that's what's causing the confusion here with the Muskies bench.
maybe we're missing something.
Maybe.
But back to the action we go, sprinting away from the pressures. Matt Accioni, as you mentioned earlier, just never seems to run out of steam, and he's showing that off right now. Stiff arms his man down. Shoulders away the second. 15 seconds remain in the game. He'll dump one towards the far side corner. Stick ripped out of the hands of Zach Christensen. And Victoria calls a timeout with 9.4 seconds remaining. They had a man streaking the other way. Couldn't get the pass over in time. But regardless, Shamrocks possession with under 10 to go. Do they have some magic remaining in those sticks?
We're about to find out here. Sorry to be so fixated on it, but this is just insane to me that the Muskies are potentially playing a man down for no reason.
There has to be something we're missing here. Has to be. There's some veteran leadership on that bench. 3 officials on the floor.
I honestly just think it's because the penalty time is still on the clock when it should have come up. Francis still has to serve his 5 minutes, even though 2 goals were scored on his penalty. I don't know.
Question from cameraman extraordinaire George Parra: was the first goal on the 2-man advantage?
Check the tape. Maybe not going to matter here.
As they will ice the game, picking off the pass and lobbing one down the floor. So that was our first mention of cameraman extraordinaire George Parra today.
That's on you, Farah.
That's on me. I'll eat that one. Got to be better. Final score is 11-9 in favor of Snake Island over the Victoria Shamrocks. A huge comeback in this one. And again, a reminder, more lacrosse on the horizon here. Next one coming up at a 2 p.m. start time. It'll be Six Nations versus Allegheny. But for now, we will step aside.
We only get MVPs.
Oh, we got MVPs. That's right. That's right. Can you tell it's my first day here at the Prezi?
Yes. Von Harris will certainly be the MVP here for the Muskies. And I don't know. Connor Elias, Pete Dubinsky, Raymond, 2 goals in transition.
David Byrne had 2 goals
Excuse me,
himself.
that's who I'm thinking of, Byrne.
And he had that beautiful one, the back pedal to sell his man. I mean, if it's me picking, I'm giving it to Dubinsky. But I think you're right. Von Harris, the likely easy selection.
Well, I'll tell you, Tino, we'll have about an hour, less than an hour before the next game. Coming into the building this morning, the food truck was pulling up. I was out there with the owner of the Pioneers and tournament coordinator, John Burr. And he's kind of helping to get parked in. I said, what do we got here? Porkmafia.ca. Pork. Let's give the folks from Pork Mafia a shout out. I said, I'm going to do more than that. I'm going to get some pork from the Mafia. How do you not buy something that's called Pork Mafia? I mean, just sign me up all day for that.
Is it safe to purchase pork from the Mafia?
I think it's probably unsafe not to.
So we'll watch on for the time being, and we'll send it down to the floor for the announcements of the MVPs, and we'll sign off here shortly after. Back in a minute.
From the Victoria Shamrocks, 0-0, Muskies. And from the Snake Island Muskies, number 28, Von Harris.
So a humble brag from the booth here for you and I, calling the MVPs beforehand. But again, want more lacrosse action. Six Nations versus Allegheny coming up in about a little less than an hour's time. But for now, we will step aside for the entire cast of characters up here in the booth. For cameraman extraordinaire George Parra, for Jake Elliott, I've been Tino Farah. We've been BC Sports TV, and we will see you next time.